Okay, now that we have established our connection, hardest part probably, pull our information from the database, and have a function here to clean it up. Now we need to, and I'm going to scroll down here a little bit so it's a little more screen-centered. We need to write the information to the database. So for this, we need our column titles from the table. So our column titles from the table, once again, are name, ID num, money, and lunches. And we're going right in order because that helps everything stay nice and clean. So this here, if we don't talk about it, can be a little confusing. We're going to take this and we're going to stick it into a variable called rows that will find the next available row to stick the information in. And this looks like this. Variable row, rows is plural, equals, this is where our database connection variable comes into play because we're going to call it to connect. So database, and in order to connect, another term for connect in programming is to execute. So you do a minus sign, right tag, exec, left parenthesis. So this here is going to give us a whole command that we want to execute into. And instead of using one apostrophe, we're going to use quotation marks. We do a left parenthesis, quotation marks, and now we bring in our SQL terms that we discussed briefly into the key here. So we're going to insert into, and we're going to insert into what? We need to know the name of our table here from our database because we've worked with the database username or the SQL username and password and the database. Now we need to know which table. And our table's name, if we go back up here, was demo. So we're going to insert, there should be a space there, into demo. And we're going to lay out, once we do that, by using a left parenthesis, the name of the 4 columns that we're going to store into. Now, in order to do this, if you take a look up at beside your 1 key and to the left, there's a little symbol that looks like an apostrophe, but it's not. We use that. So it's going to be that symbol and then the name, that symbol again, comma. And we repeat for all 4 categories. And there's probably some of you at home yelling the politically correct name for that symbol. That's okay. We'll cover that in class. Once you do that for the 4 categories, you do a right parenthesis, and then you type the other SQL word we're going to use, which is going to be values, and then a left parenthesis, and this is where our 4 variable names from the PHP come into play. So we need an apostrophe now, and it's going to be $vname, apostrophe, comma, $vid, but we need apostrophes around it, comma, apostrophe, vmoney, apostrophe, comma, and comma, $sign, vlunch, apostrophe again, right parenthesis, end quotations, because way back here we had a quotation mark that never ended, parenthesis, semicolon. Say all that 50 times over. But this right here is the main piece that will write the information into the database. So we're going to pause this video to test it in case there's an error, but it should work. So we'll re-upload and we'll test it here in a moment.